Whether you're delivering a speech to 20 people or 200 people, there are many things that you can do in advance to have a successful presentation. One of the most crucial things that you'll want to do is assess your venue and know your location. Will you be giving a speech to a small classroom or a large auditorium? Throughout this video, we'll be demonstrating the do's and don'ts of assessing a venue.
This is Robbie, 19 years old, and is giving a presentation in a small work environment. Take notice how small the meeting room is and how close everyone is sitting. Since it is a much smaller group than, say, in an auditorium, it will be much easier to engage the audience. If in a work meeting, ask them how they think business is going, or start with some small talk in order to get them engaged in the conversation. Also, make sure you get any props or items that you will need in advance so it doesn't look like you were unprepared. Now, with such a small group of people, it's easy to lose power as the speaker, so to avoid any distractions, let them know that you are in control. No, Carson, don't interrupt. Questions at the end, please. It is important to make sure everyone feels comfortable since the venue is so small. Make sure you do introductions, and don't worry, since the room is small, you won't really have to worry about acoustics and projecting your voice. You will still need to speak at a clear volume though.
Hello, peers. Today I will be informing you.
This is Carson. He's attempting to give a motivational speech in an auditorium. However, in just one sentence, he's already managed to lose his audience. Let's see what he did wrong. First, his delivery is way off track. His voice is too quiet and mumbled, making his audience view his speech as boring or unimportant. Also, his posture is terrible. The fact that he's hugging the podium shows the audience that he doesn't want to be up there as much as they don't want to be listening. To be effective in his delivery, Carson needs to speak loud, with authority, especially in a venue this big. He also needs to stand straight and walk around showing he's confident in what he's saying. Second, Carson failed to check his equipment prior to the speech. Equipment in an auditorium or similar venues might include lighting, projectors, microphones, and speakers. In Carson's case, the lighting in the room is way too dim, making the bored listeners drowsy. Also, the microphone he is using isn't working. A microphone can be crucial in this type of venue because it allows the speaker's voice to be projected throughout the room. The final mistake that Carson makes is that he didn't regulate seating. The audience is too spread out. The speaker could easily ask the audience to move to the front of the room or block off the back rows, forcing his audience to sit near the front. If Carson had made all of these corrections, his speech could have been very successful. It is important to remember to always be prepared beforehand, checking all equipment, seating, and to practice stage presence.
Hello, America. Welcome to this week's headlines, the stupid headlines.
Louder.
What? Alright, hello, America. Welcome to this week's episode of Stupid Headlines. How's that?
Cut. Literally the worst thing I've ever seen.
So it seems like our speaker is having some trouble delivering his speech on his weekly podcast. Maybe he didn't properly assess his venue beforehand. Here's some tips that can help our speaker and you deliver an effective speech while on camera. First, you want to make sure you're completely comfortable in your environment. It's easy to tell when someone isn't at home in their own skin, so you may want to wear some comfortable clothes to help you feel more at ease. Next, you want to make sure you're regulating your voice correctly. You want to speak loud enough so the camera can pick it up, but not so loud that you're practically screaming at your audience. Your most effective speeches will be delivered in your natural speaking voice. Last, your posture is very important. You want to sit up straight and keep eye contact with the camera. That eye contact is your connection with your audience, so you don't want to lose that.
Obviously, it's very important to know the venue that you'll be giving your speech in. According to ASME.org, it's advised for a speaker to visit the location prior to see how the room will be laid out. Knowing more about the venue and the size of the room will allow the speaker to know if they will need to be more energetic or physical to connect with their audience, whether they will need to be using a microphone, and what type of visual aids will be most effective for their speech.